It's the Chicago Cubs going up against the Atlanta Braves. You can feel the energy in this building. They are fired up for game one. Back with that after this. Just about set to go now, and starting this one, Julio Cardona.
We know he's one of the best in the game, doesn't make many mistakes, and if he's in a pinch, he'll make up a pitch and throw something that you've never seen before.
Ground ball right side. Oh, great grab on the dive. From his knees, the throw. Nicely done for the out.
That was a great job of doing the math. He had the perfect angle, diving stop, completes the play, and that ends the inning.
Runners at first and second with one gone. Swing and a miss, strike one.
Good pitch right there. Anytime you can get one by a bat of this caliber, especially with runners on, it's got to give you some confidence out there on the mound that you can win this battle.
And that's fouled off.
Well, he knows they don't want to give him anything to hit, but when you've got opportunities to drive in runs, you've got to expand the zone. He's capable of going out there and doing damage with it.
Swing and a fly ball, well struck left field. Drops into the glove. 2 down. Game one of the division series. Now here's the switch hitting power threat, John Lane. Let's talk about great individual postseasons. One that really sticks out to me is Ricky Anderson in 1989. He hit .441 with 3 homers and 11 stolen bases, leading Oakland to a World Series championship.
And with that kind of power at the plate, they'll gladly take the single to the opposite field. Man, when I think about great postseason performances, hard to top Carlos Beltran in 2004. 8 homers and 6 steals in 12 games with the Houston Astros. He didn't even get to play in the World Series that year.
Lane now at the plate as he swings through strike one. Inside, ball one. Fought off foul. Line to right, and that'll be a base hit. So a runner aboard to start the inning.
Well, he wasn't afraid to hit with 2 strikes. I think he choked up a little bit, maybe spread out, but he got the job done right there.
And now, John Lane. He's got the power, but great contact skills. One of the best contact hitters in the game. Man at second, nobody out. Chris, certainly one of the things in his head is trying to get the runner over.
Yeah, the way that we see the game played today, though, guys are not sacrificing as much just to get that runner across. They're really looking at doing damage. Slugging is the name of the game.
This guy's got good power. With one swing, he can win it for him. Popped up, foul territory behind the plate. Has room, and he makes the catch. Close one here today, and your final 5-4. Thanks for joining us. The show presents the National League Division Series. It's the Chicago Cubs going up against the Atlanta Braves. All right, first pitch coming up. And today's starter, Ben Castillo. What's the word on him?
Well, the hammer is in effect, and he sets it up so nicely because of the velocity on the fastball. Will elevate that and then break you off when he's ahead in the count. What I love about him, you get into the later innings of the ball game, and the velocity seems to go up.
That one is absolutely belted. Way back there. Out of here. He leaves the yard to right, and it gives him the lead in the first. It's 1-0.
You can't ask for a better start than hitting a home run in your first at bat to give your team the lead. That was one of those home runs where you really don't know if he got enough of it off the bat. I mean, he put a good swing on it clearly, but I wouldn't say he really got the sweet spot on the bat. The exit velo wasn't anything too impressive, but it had all it needed for him to circle the pillows.
We're in the second game of this division series. Now in for the Braves, John Lane. The drama always heightened in the postseason, and it leads to some really special moments. Just missed.
Well, one special postseason memory for me, Boog, was facing Pedro Martinez, Game 5 of the ALDS in Oakland, and man, hit a double off the wall. Great hit.
He dives, but he can't make the catch. Throws to second, not in time. That's a leadoff double.
Everything came together for him. Nice line drive to the pull side right there, but he didn't spin off of it. That's the key. You still have to extend through the baseball in order to hit a line drive like that.
Lane measures 6 feet even, 40 years old now. Can't forget to mention he's a former MVP. Bond back to work. Swing and a miss, strike one.
You know, these Braves being a little too patient at the plate in this game. They found themselves behind in the count quite a bit. They're trying to be patient, but it's mostly resulting in outs, not base runners. And you could argue it's making things more difficult at the plate.
Gets a piece, and it stays 0-2. That one missed. Swing and a ground ball, and that one gets through into center field. So a runner aboard to start the inning.
We don't see this a whole lot anymore where hitters with 2 strikes are willing to shorten up, tighten up, and try to hit the ball back up the middle other way. He was trying to hit that hole, I believe. Very good at bat with 2 strikes.
Bottom of the 8th. Here's the left fielder, John Lane.
And it may be a long shot, but a triple here will give him the cycle. Got to keep things airtight defensively right here. On your toes, ready to make a play. If you can get this to the 9th with a 3-run lead, it should be a W.
Yeah, that's it for a strike. 0-2.
Well, it looks like he's wanting to work the upper part of the strike zone. What does that mean? Top hand better be working for the hitters. Adjust that side a little bit. Give yourself a chance to hit.
Foul off the plate. They'll do it again. And the right-hander deals. Just off the outside edge. And that's ball 1.
See if you can go upstairs a little bit. Make sure you miss up and out of the zone since you're heading to count 1-2. Don't miss in the zone because that's where you can get hurt.
Base hit.
Well, he wasn't afraid to hit with 2 strikes. I think he choked up a little bit, maybe spread out, but he got the job done right there. Well, one of the goals in the postseason is to split on the road and play very well at home. They did just that.
Atlanta Braves and the Chicago Cubs. It's buzzing in here ahead of Game 3, and we'll be back in a minute to get it started. All right, first pitch coming up. And today's starting pitcher, Peter Silver. What do you have on him?
Power pitcher. He's going to speed you up with the fastball velocity, and out of his hand will explode the breaking ball. Very difficult for hitters to keep that front side closed and hit the ball the other way, because they know if they're not ready to pull the trigger, the fastball will beat them.
At the belt and fires. That's ripped. Base hit. And that forces the runner to hold on at second. 2 on with 1 away.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. Nice job of driving that pitch the other way on a line. You know, hitters, they take so many reps in the cages working on going to the opposite field, and it doesn't always translate into the game, but right there it did, and he did it perfectly.
Runner at second, nobody out. On the ground, right side, Rogers handles, throws to first, and 1 away in the top of the 3rd.
That's a good piece of hitting right there. It's early, but you still want to move the runner up and give your team a chance to score. That's exactly what happened, so you better believe your teammates are happy with you after that at bat.
Swing and a miss at a slider.
Well, there's a certain point where you have to commit to what you think you see, and he guessed wrong right there. Nasty slider with just terrific bite at the end.
Late with the swing there.
See if you can go upstairs a little bit. Make sure you miss up and out of the zone since you're heading to count 1-2. Don't miss in the zone, because that's where you can get hurt.
In the dirt, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Chris, you and I have gotten to work some memorable postseason games together. One I look back on, 2013 ALCS Game 2, the David Ortiz Grand Slam. And no one can get there. The throw in, not going to get him. He's in there.
For me, Boo, the game I remember is us calling the 2014 AL wildcard game. The Kansas City Royals hosting the Oakland A's. The Royals come from behind to win in extra innings and move on to the division series. They had such a great run that it ended up in the World Series, losing to the San Francisco Giants.
John Lane getting ready to hit. Singy, he's a guy that covers both sides of the plate about as well as anyone in the sport. How difficult is that to do?
Well, just look at the back of my bubblegum card. You'll see how hard it is. These guys are great, man. They have the ability to look out there, but also to be able to turn on the inside pitch. Those that can really sharpen things on the outer half, those are the ones that become elite.
Strike 2.
Threw that fastball right by him, slightly elevated. That's a confidence boost for this guy out there on the mound. See if he continues to climb the ladder.
Two down, nobody on. Here in Game 3 of the NLDS. Oh, he hit him. And that got him pretty flush. He had 2 strikes on him, and he hit him. And next for Atlanta, John Lane. And there's a foul ball. 2 down, nobody on. Here in the late stages of Game 3. drive, base hit. Well, Singy, he is locked in there.
Well, he's really slowed the game down, and it's like he's moving in full speed, and everybody is a step or two behind. The way that he squared up that baseball tells me that he is seeing it like a beach ball.
Game threes are very critical when you have a series tied at 1-1 because you put yourself up. Anytime you go down, you're always chasing. When you're up in the
Hello, baseball fans, and welcome. The show presents the National League Division Series. The Atlanta Braves and the Chicago Cubs. John Shelby alongside Chris Singleton. And Singy, there's been a lot to talk about already in this series as we head into Game 4.
And I'll be interested to see if these teams approach it any differently, with one on the brink of elimination and the other just a win away from putting an end to this thing. You know, in the postseason, I think you have to treat every game the same, but there's something about an elimination game that could put a team just into a different mindset.
Yeah, and the strategy could certainly change in this type of game. It's hard to manage the same way when in any given at-bat, it can impact everything you've been working for throughout the season. All right, we'll be back to get this one started after this. So just about set now. And on the hill in this one, Felipe Fernandez. Lots of punch-outs, a real strikeout artist, Singy.
Yeah, for the last time out, got into the fourth inning. The key to his success today, he's got to throw first pitch strikes, get ahead in the count. I think that'll get him into position to qualify for a win.
John Lane in the box here. Lets that one go for a ball. 2 outs, base is empty. Swing and a miss. And it's 1-1.
He's going to have to make sure that he stays patient because he is the focal point in that lineup. They're going to pitch him tough. They're going to pitch around him. And when he doesn't see other guys doing anything, what you can do is become a little too aggressive and chase out of his zone.
Next offering way upstairs. Fouled off, and they'll do it again. Just off the outside edge, and it's 3-2.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Outside, and that is ball 4.
What a battle. It's not always easy laying off a 3-2 pitch, and I tell you what, he earned that walk.
1 out, base is empty. Hit on the ground to short. Safe at first as they can't make the play. Game 4 of the division series. Here's the left fielder, John Lane. Nothing like postseason baseball. There's a buzz in the air. Every pitch seems bigger. It's truly special.
There really is a different feel to the postseason. I only got 5 games of postseason action in my playing career, but I treasured each of them.
And that is out of play. Lane measures 6 feet even, more than 2,000 RBI in his career. And he's a 5-time MVP. And he's left his mark on this game of baseball.
Well, he just threw that fastball by him, elevated, and if you're not looking up in that location, very difficult to catch up to, especially with that velocity.
Now the left fielder, John Lane.
3-pitch strikeout last time up. Got to put up more of a fight in this one.
And that drops in for a strike.
Well, it's critical right here that they bear down and turn in some quality at bats. Try to chip away at that lead, because if it gets to the ninth, that closer's coming in. I wouldn't throw him another breaking ball. Try to go again with the fastball slightly elevated. He's having a hard time catching up.
And that is downstairs. Going to count 1 and 2.
I don't think he was trying to miss by that much in a 0-2 count. Just try to overthrow that pitch.
That misses. And the count is even, 2 and 2.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Good job to fight that one off.
That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
Spoils that one, and it remains 2 and 2. Stays alive. The pitch.
Ball. Full count.
Swing and a high fly ball right field. Kruger on his way over. Hauls it in for the out.
This team played extremely well to force this series into a Game 5. It's just like the Game 7. You win or go home. That Game 5 should be a lot of fun.
Hello, baseball fans, and welcome. The show presents the National League Division Series. It's the Chicago Cubs going up against the Atlanta Braves. So just about set now. And now here's the starter for Atlanta, Julio Cardona.
Try to stay back for that power changeup. Speed differential between the fastball and the changeup is huge. Hitters, they have a hard time staying back.
Line to left. Punts. Calls it in, and there's 2 away.
Man, he smoked that fastball. He's all over it. It's just frustrating when you can't get it to fall. Maybe next time up, he'll find a hole.
2 outs, base is empty. Foul ball. Lane, the left fielder with good range. More than 3,000 hits in his career. Can't forget to mention he's a former MVP. In the dirt, ball 1. 2 down, base is empty, but 1 run across here in Game 5 of the NLDS. Hard ground ball, base knock.
Everything came together for him. Just kept it simple. Played pepper with the middle of the infield and took it back where it came from, and there's just no one there to knock it down. And now they've got some speed on first, so we'll see if they try to get him into motion.
In the postseason, you see just how important every last play can be. You never know what's going to make the difference in the end. And that one hammered. That's back there. That one is got. His second homer this series. It's 4-0. He only needed 1 swing to square it up.
Not wasting any time in that at-bat, move. Aggressive, and it paid off. Looks like this guy was looking out over the plate, but he was ready to turn on the inside fastball. So direct to the pitch. absolutely blasted out of this ballpark.
Now it's the switch hitting outfielder, John Lane. Can't forget the two-run shot he launched out of here in the fifth.
Yeah, one of the biggest swings of the game, Boog, as he looks to make even more of an impact in this at-bat right here.
In the air, left field, down the line. And it gets into the corner, but it's foul. Runner at first with no outs here.
This is one of those situations defensively where you can't try to do too much. You got to make sure that you field the ball cleanly and get one out first. It's going to be tough to get two with this kind of speed in the batter's box.
Tap foul at the plate.
That's ball two.
Nobody out. Runner at first. And he grounds one to the right side. They get one, applies the tag, and they get two. Double play.
You win a National League Division Series, you can breathe a little bit as the next one will stretch out to possibly 7 games. I'm sure they don't want to take it that far, but they're just going to be happy to get there. Congratulations.